Well, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Well, wait, it's Yuri. Me? No, not really. It's not yours, it's mine. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. So you made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. I promise. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal of it if you don't want it to be, I guess. Alright. Well, here. She gives me a fucking dildo. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention. If you don't usually read, and we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... how is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book that she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. It's called, Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew! Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So Yuri and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. Huh. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap! I think she noticed me looking at her tits. I mean, her! She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, they're just so big. I mean, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... I mean, that's not what I mean. I mean, you don't have to pay me back. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them, yeah. Oh, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon, I swear. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts picking up, you might even have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What is it about anyway? Well, it's called Where's Waldo? And you just freak. She's just, like trying to find Waldo the entire time, and every time she closes the page, she forgets where he is. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol in the front cover. It's Where's Waldo Satanic Edition. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give you anything away. Besides, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, and they have to find their creepy uncle who always wears in stripes. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. Everywhere she looks, there's stripes, stripes, and stripes. She can't even find her uncle. It's crazy. And this one time, there was even a dog and a scroll. Oh my god. Oh, there he is! That's kind of dark, isn't it? You already made it sound like it was gonna be a nice story. So that dark turn came out of nowhere. Satanic Where's Waldo. The devil comes out and kills him. You have to find like which blood splatter is his. It's like a freaking red and white blood splatter. Poor Waldo's just squished in the ground. Like his glasses are all broken, like his Harry Potter ass glasses. His weird beanie. I want to get a Where's Waldo beanie. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Waphles? No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into satanic shit. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. She's gonna murder me, isn't she? It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. You know, at any moment, Satan could just come out of the ground and drag you to hell. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, whoa, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange, and please stop me if I'm talking too much. That's fucking weird. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. I mean, you gotta be passionate about something, right? The least I could do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it right. Oh, fuck, I read that weird. I don't see the commas. I need to pay attention to the commas. You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. It's all crumpled up and torn. I really should have been more careful when I put it in there. Anyway, alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Oh god, I can just imagine my guy, like, he doesn't fucking shower and he stinks like hell. And he just sits next to her smelling like sweat and reading this gross-ass torn book. It's full of freaking breadcrumbs and shit. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just that you smell. That is, reading in company with someone. Yeah, it doesn't, well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Me and my manly smell. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, but maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye, reading my book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book. Oh, I guess she was. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really do apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to, I'm sorry. I mean, oh shit. See? Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and I hold my armpit right next to her nose. I suppose, oh shit, oh what the fuck? God, man, my guy's really good with the ladies. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that would make it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Aw, she cute. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Oh, I do the same with my right arm and the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to that side. Holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Oh, sorry, that's what you meant. Shit. I think I got a bit distracted for a second with your huge tits in the way. I mean, your personality. Yeah, like your hand in the way. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me. So I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb and squishes my finger. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she has, she's more blunt in a lot of ways, and round, and, but she's also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like, she's afraid she'll say something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Waphles, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Oh, that's so embarrassing that you think that. What? Wait, no, shit, fuck, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really don't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I fucked up. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Ow! Oh, fuck. Whatever. Or would you prefer I read it with your poem? I mean, I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters on your own time. Alright! I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah? My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with, huh? I can't wait! So Yuri and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. So Yuri's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I share my poem with first? Well, I mean, I like freaking Yuri better, so... Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. Ooh. I can trust her opinion to be fair. Alright, here we go. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional! Huh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Oh, shit. Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imaginary and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? I just picked a whole bunch of words from a floating list. It was really weird. Like, there was one that I thought was about you, but then it applied to the happy girl I like. I mean, not like, I know, friends with, that's it. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Huh, it really does look like a list. I just mean, Yuri trails off unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking them down more thoroughly. Yeah, definitely a list. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing that I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit it together, the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you could be blamed for. There are so many different skills and teachings that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the clubs gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki could be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Never mind. That bitch. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Oh god, okay. It's fine. I'm not sure Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Oh, please do. I love to share my thought processes behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Let's see. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining starlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light thickens, flickers. Okay, sorry, I can't read her handwriting. It's too fancy. I'm not fancy. I don't write like that. I write like a freaking slob. I'm used to Why can't she write like a slob? God, girl handwriting, Jesus. Am I right, boys? I'm sorry, I have such a terrible handwriting. Yeah. Whoa, what? God, it's like it's guessing what I'm thinking. I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Yeah, that's it. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. No, God, no. It's fine. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Waphles. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. Whoa! But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in their last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so, nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Waphles. Yay! Me too, I'm going to do the best for me.
Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See? The direction. See? The direction the speckle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home.